All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this is going to be quick, just some breaking news here pertaining to prophecy. Okay, as you can see, this is from Reuters.com, and the headline says UK, US expected to launch strikes against Houthis within hours, and pretty much in response to the events that have been going on over there around the Red Sea. I believe either yesterday or a couple of days ago, they said that the Iranian-backed Houthis launched the largest attack against pretty much in that region. Okay, and so in response, the U.S. and the U.K. are planning to retaliate. Okay, which could very well be another major escalation in that region. Okay, and that can definitely spark this into something even bigger. Okay, what started off so-called between Hamas and Israel, based on what they're claiming to be this attack on what, October 7th or so, if that date is correct, is now turning into something more. All right, which the scriptures do say that, right, about the least of the flock drawing them in. So ultimately, this is a part of the Lord's determination, as we've continually warned you about what the ultimate end goal is going to be. So right now, what we're really seeing is the steps that are leading up to these different things, okay, that are prophesied to happen. So let's read a little bit of this. This came out today. As you can see, it's pretty recent. Britain is expected to join the United States in conducting airstrikes on military positions belonging to the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen within hours. The political editor for the Times News paper reported on Thursday, which, I mean, who knows why they decide to announce that, but anyway, the whole point in this is to get at this key player right here, which is Iran, and they've been wanting to get at them for quite some time now. Okay, but Iran is sort of like the powder keg, because the second they get Iran fully involved in this is going to escalate very quickly, because Russia will be involved, and once Russia is involved, well, you can, we all know what happens then. That's pretty much the whole reason why they came up with the whole like, there's the acronym MAD, which stands for mutually assured destruction. And that is, the concept is basically that if these major world superpowers had, went to war using nuclear arms or nuclear weapons, that would be mutually assured destruction. Basically, everything would be destroyed. Now, they will go to war using nuclear weapons, but it's not going to end up leading to mutually assured destruction. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Downing Street office, or Sunak's Downing Street office, did not respond to a request from Reuters for comment, while the Pentagon and White House each declined to comment on the report. And I mean, we're going to watch and see what happens. All right, we're going to watch if they even launch these strikes or not, but we're going to watch and see. Okay, nevertheless, there's a lot of, tension building up over there in that region, as there's been, especially in these past few years. The U.S. typically does not comment on potential future military operations. The Houthis need to stop these attacks. They will bear the consequences for any failure to do so, White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said on Thursday. Sunak briefed his cabinet of ministers on the imminent military intervention earlier on Thursday, the Times said. British media also reported that other political figures, including the leader of Britain's opposition, Labour Party, Keir Starmer, as well as the Speaker of the House of Commons, had been briefed by the government. Let's see what else we have here. Right, it says here, 3 residents of Yemen's Hodeidah told Reuters the city has been on alert since Thursday evening with the heavy deployment of Houthi forces and movement of military trucks. Houthi military sites and camps in Hodeidah were also being evacuated, they said. Yemen's Iranian-backed, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think at some point during this whole situation that was going on, I think Saudi Arabia had made a statement or something along those lines about supporting Yemen. Okay, so pretty much if this, because I think what they're planning to do is attack obviously these rebels, and that's going to be where in Yemen, because I think they're based in northern Yemen, and this is also causing a lot of commercial vessels to avoid going through the Red Sea, which is going to, as we're going to read on in this article, is causing prices of things to go up because it's more expensive for them to have to go the long route. But soon that's going to be the least of the problems that people are going to be worried about. Where are we at? Have stepped up attacks on commercial vessels in the Red Sea in protest against Israel's war in Gaza. Various shipping lines have been suspended or have suspended operations, instead taking the longer journey around Africa. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, so that's pretty much the main point here is, you know, the U.S. and the U.K. are apparently getting ready to launch strikes against the Houthi rebels. Now, like I said, we're gonna see how this escalates, but you know, whether this dies down or whether it intensifies, it's still gonna move at a certain pace, because even though it's prophetic, there's an order to prophecy. Okay, now let's get the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and just get in the main point. Verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Now, this in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, it's a continuation, obviously, of the 8th chapter, in which the Lord had sent the angel Uriel to Ezra, to where he was there to inform him of certain things, answer certain questions, and reveal to him certain signs of what would be taking place in the last days. So the angel answered Ezra and said, measure the times diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest, which is the Most High, will begin to visit the world which he made. So pretty much that's the same thing we're doing. Okay, knowing and understanding, having seen the signs, all right, which are in the scriptures, we're measuring the times diligently by paying attention to what's going on around the world, paying attention to the news, reading these articles, and linking it up with biblical prophecy, because we're in the time where these events are going to take place. Okay, but we have to watch, because there are key signs in current events that show you what leads up ultimately to the fulfillment of these prophecies. And you don't want to be caught lacking when this goes down. Guess what? When they implement that draft, they're going to take a lot of people, men and women. And it's all fun and games until you find your ass on a on a unit being sent over there to the east, and you don't want to do it. But guess what? You're going to do it. All right. But as it says, then you're going to understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the Most High visiting this world is not going to be with flowers and cookies and sunshine. It's going to be with destruction. Now, this is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 20. Now, there was another article relating to this same topic here. That was from, let's see. Yeah, you can see all the different articles that have been published on this. But there was one from, I think it was called the Financial Times. And in there, they were talking about how there's I think over 50,000 or so U.S. troops personnel that are already in the East, and they're going to send more and more and more over there. Okay, according to Joel 2 and 20. So it says here, but I will remove far from you the northern army, which the northern army is referring to the U.S. army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. Okay, and that's over there in the East. Now, if we pull up a map of, let me see, the Near East map. Okay, maybe we can take a look at this one. There we go. Right. So back in Joel 2:20, what the Lord said is He's going to move that army and drive them into a land barren and desolate, with His face towards the east sea and His hinder part towards the utmost sea. So that region that is being spoken about here is actually right here, this region of Saudi Arabia. Okay, where the face towards the east sea is referring to the Persian Gulf, and the hinder part, his back part, towards the utmost sea, which is the Red Sea. Okay, so it makes sense that they're right now. What you're seeing is them getting ready to send strikes over there, but eventually, as things turn up, right, to use modern terms, as things turn up, they're gonna start to deploy troops, because it's gonna turn into a war. Whether it's triggered by this event or not, there's gonna be a war over there, and it's going to draw in all these world powers into this region. So it's very important that we pay attention to these things that are going on over there. So it says here, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Now the stink and the ill savor is a representation of the death that is going to take place, because as they send troops over there, they're going to die. All right. As they go over there, they're going pretty much to their graves, because people that end up over there, this region is going to be very hot. Okay, and that stink is referring to it's basically metaphorically referring to the dead bodies. Now, lastly, I want to get this Zephaniah 3:8, because I mentioned how this is going to draw in these nations, right? It's going to draw in Russia. Okay, from the north, it's going to draw in Turkey, Armenia, Iran, all right, Iraq, all these nations here, they're gonna be drawn in. Zephaniah 3:8, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So this is why ultimately we gotta have patience, because this is the word of the Lord, right? So we gotta wait for the Lord to bring these things to come to pass. Okay, we're not to take matters into our own hands. But as he says here, until I rise up to the prey. So who are the prey? The prey are these other nations. For my determination is to gather the nations. And that's what the Lord is doing. See, the Most High doesn't come down physically, and tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you come here with me. The Lord works through messengers. That's why he has angels. Angels are the Lord's servants and messengers. And them angels have a role to play. And they also work on the minds of the different world rulers and people. See, people think it's only Satan that can come and influence you to do something. But you also have, because who does Satan get his orders from? The Most High. He's just a left-hand angel that carries out orders on the left-hand side. But the Lord also has right-hand angels that carry out orders on the right-hand side. So just like you can be influenced negatively, you can also be influenced positively. But the point is, the Lord has angels that work on the minds of the different prime ministers and kings and presidents and rebels and all of these people in order to orchestrate certain events. So the gathering of the nations, guess what? Everything that's going on in the East right now, the Lord is behind it as a means to cause, okay, a gathering of these different world powers to that region. It says what? That I may assemble the kingdoms, bring them together, to do what? To pour upon them mine indignation, which is a poetic way of saying to bring destruction upon them. Indignation means righteous anger. When you pour that on somebody, you're basically causing it to come upon them. Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Now let's actually look up the word here for earth. Where are we? Yep, Aratiza. Right. So the word here is Aratiza, which the word Aratiza really means land. Okay. So when you understand that the Lord is not saying here that he's going to destroy the whole planet. Okay. All the earth, meaning that those particular regions are going to be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Now, what does he mean by the fire of my jealousy? When these nations gather, and the war starts to get hot, eventually what they're gonna start to do is shoot nuclear missiles. Okay, and they're gonna shoot nuclear missiles in this region. They're also gonna shoot them all the way west, okay, into different parts of the earth. But mainly, a lot of those missiles are gonna be targeted towards the west, where America is. That's pertaining to biblical prophecy. Okay, so that's how that the land is gonna be devoured by that fire. That fire is gonna come from those warheads. And trust and believe, it's not gonna be a joke when you hear an emergency broadcast system on your TV telling you X amount of missiles have been launched from this area and this area and this area, and they're going to be hitting these different areas within 13 minutes or 20 minutes. Find your nearest fallout shelter or bomb shelter. You know how many people are going to start panicking? Oh, all right. So I guess as I'm doing this video, there's another breaking news here that says U.S. and British warplanes attack Houthi targets in Yemen. So I guess they done already got to it. They beat me to the punch. But yeah, let me look that up here. Say U.S. and U.K. warships or warplanes? War planes attack Houthi rebels. I don't know if they've already. I don't know if it's been published yet, but yeah, they're not preparing anymore. They done already did it. So anyway, that's pretty much where we're at. All right, we're definitely in the times of we're in some very interesting times. Okay, to put it that way. But with that, Lord willing, this was edifying and informative to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.